Do you remember why you wanted to be a police officer?
You know, I wanted to be a police officer very, very early in my life, like age 5. My mom kept this little book all through school, what I want to be when I grow up each year. And each year I said without fail, I said I wanted to be a police officer. So it is something that I aspired to do at a very early age. I don't know why I was drawn to it. I don't have police officers in my family before me.
How has policing changed to policing you do in 2023?
Policing has changed a lot, and you know, some of the stuff that I think people would expect to hear, like technology has changed, those types of things, I think that stands to reason. Clearly there's been those types of changes in policing, but more importantly, I think the philosophy of policing has changed. Policing today is much more interested in digging into root causes. So someone who's committing crimes, why are they committing these crimes? Someone who's got a mental health challenge or a substance use disorder, those are things that when I started policing, the war on drugs was arresting and locking up people who did drugs, sold drugs, had drugs, you name it. Now we're talking about decriminalizing. We're talking about the reality is someone who suffers from an addiction, suffers from a substance use disorder, handcuffs will do zero to help them. That's not the solution. The solution is find out why they're addicted, how they're addicted, have they gone through some trauma in their life, are they trying to self-medicate for some reason, get them the help they need to get healthy. And police still have a role to play in those that are trafficking drugs. So let's dig into those big importations of illicit substances coming into our community, but understand people that are addicted have a health problem and it's not a justice matter.
In a world talking about defunding the police, the force continues to ask for increases, even though you have said other organizations also need the support so that maybe you don't have to respond to certain things. How do you reconcile the two when it comes to money?
You know, in my mind, and maybe it's just in my mind, but in my mind it is as simple as saying it can't be an either or discussion, because today the Regina Police Service has continually been met with a lot of expectations by community. And by expectations, I'm talking about phone calls for service, like people calling us saying, we need your help. It could be on something very serious. It could be on something more minor. It could be on a social issue. It could be on a variety of things. And so investing money to try and dig into those social issues isn't going to stop the phone ringing tonight. Over time, it will. But we know that investing in social issues is a slow but steady process. And so to me, proper investment in both now means that eventually we will see change that maybe requires less police to be in the community or allows police to refocus efforts somewhere else. Maybe our response times go up. Maybe we start providing different services, or maybe you don't need as many police officers in the community.
As people leave careers like this one, policing, nursing, first responders, they might be jaded. They might be hopeful about the next generation coming up below them. What word would you use to sum up your career and why?
Content. I would say I'm content. I feel as though I have given my all through my career. I have really dedicated myself to this community, and certainly in the last 7 years as chief, I've tried to make myself accessible. I've tried to make myself a human being that is relatable. I've tried to listen to the community, and so I am leaving this job feeling like I have no regrets and that I'm very content. But I would also throw out there, I'm very optimistic. I think we've got some great people. I think society is pushing us in a way that is going to allow us to collaborate and make change that will be sustainable, and that we can tackle some of these problems that I think have almost been insurmountable for years, but we're going to be able to get there.
So, what is next for you? Is this the last we've seen of Evan Bray in the public eye? What about politics, perhaps?
So, it's funny. Right now, I feel like I've been doing politics for the last 7 years as chief of police. This job, although it's not partisan, it swirls around political talk, political discussions, and challenges. So I really do plan on just taking a little bit of time to figure out what is next. I want to do something else. I'm 53 years old, so I joke sitting in a rocking chair isn't quite where I'm at just yet. I want to do something, but I also want it to be something that kind of fills my bucket, something that I like and enjoy. I love this community and I love this province. I have no desire to become, transplanted somewhere else in Canada or to live somewhere else. Saskatchewan is home for me, and so I'm happy to be staying here. But I'll take a little bit of time, enjoy the lake this summer, help my brother with harvest this fall, hopefully out at the farm, and then figure out what is going to be next.